Now you get actual air vents right there, nothing pretentious, guys. Now, let's just take a moment and look at those wonderful wheels. This is a completely different model compared to the previous generation.
It's like a full-size SUV with the characteristics of an E-Class. The Mercedes GLC is one of the best premium SUVs you can find today in Hello everyone, over here is the Mercedes GLC, the second generation Mercedes GLC, guys. It comes to the GL classes, guys. So the GL classes are supposed to be Mercedes's SUV, and the thing that's significant about them is that they are actually one of the oldest crossover SUVs, or should I say full-sized SUVs, in the automotive industry, especially in the premium segment, guys. It all started from the Mercedes G-Wagon. Now, out of Mercedes, BMW and Audi, BMW was born from small cars. They basically grew because of small cars. Audi expanded thanks to Volkswagen's help. Mercedes, on the other hand, has a really interesting history. Mercedes started from diesel engines, guys. They expanded thanks to diesel engines. And you know what this equally meant? Mercedes had a blessing for doing big vehicles, like we're talking trucks, limousines. And since the 90s, Mercedes started competing in the full-size SUV segment with the Mercedes M-Class, which is today known as the GLE. But today, the GLE has a younger sibling, known as the GLC. This Mercedes GLC costs 89,000 euros. Is this good value for money or not? We're gonna find out in a moment, guys. Let's get on with this review right now. Over here is a 2-liter hybrid petrol engine, guys, and it produces 150 kilowatts.
Over here is the exterior design of the Mercedes GLC, guys, and I can already feel like there is some relevance with the EQ classes. Now, the EQ classes are supposed to be Mercedes's electric cars, and ever since they've been released, it seems like Mercedes has developed an obsession of doing a hybrid between a GL class and an EQ class. So now this is the GLC. It shares some traits with the GLE and the GLS, well, basically the GL siblings, but then it's also evident that it shares something with the EQ classes. And at first sight, actually from the side, if you ignore the front, it does look like a EQC a little bit, especially the wheels. The wheels look like it came directly from the EQ classes. Mercedes loves those 5 spokes, and they look like they're AMG. Speaking of AMG, it's got an AMG kit to it, so you can see those proud air vents at the front. Nice AMG wheels. Fantastic, guys. Now, let's just take a moment and look at those wonderful wheels. Mercedes always had those wheels. And if we look at the GLC from the front, I don't know if it's just me, but it looks wider than the last generation, especially as it goes downwards, guys. Now, you get actual air vents right there. Nothing pretentious, guys. And it's quite cute how Mercedes has gone about the grille. You get the micro Mercedes symbols on it. I don't know if it's necessary, especially for the AMG kit, but it looks good nonetheless, guys. Headlights right here. We just have to look at it from this angle, guys. It looks quite nice, especially with those wheels. Now, from the side view of the Mercedes GLC, it looks as though Mercedes has played it rather evolutionary. It looks just like the last generation, especially from this angle. From this angle, especially as you approach the rear, its similarities to the last generation GLC starts to emerge. So it seems like Mercedes didn't really do much changes to it. So it's quite nice, guys, how they've gone about it. And then the rear looks exactly like the last generation, although you get this sort of rear light. Now, this sort of rear light looks exactly like what I've seen of the EQ classes and certain models like the B class and I believe the A class. And you get a 360-degree parking camera, guys, and you also get parking sensors at the front and at the rear. Now, whilst exploring the exterior of this Mercedes GLC, I also noticed some questionable aspects, guys. The first questionable aspect I'd like to remark is that despite how wonderful the exterior looks, you get this proud hard plastic right down there, and The thing is that on a muddy day, this hard plastic stands out really easily. So it will easily get muddy or it can get dusty. And what happens is it will make contact with your legs each time you get in or get out. So you have to be very careful, guys. See, like whenever I open or whenever I close the door, you can see it sticking up. The rear looks desirable, doesn't it? But then as you look closer, the air vent right here is fake. And the exhaust right here is also fake. So it is quite questionable for a price of 89,000 euros, guys. Time to explore the interior of this Mercedes GLC. But before doing so, I already see a lot of change. This is a completely different model compared to the previous generation. It is right here. We see differences emerge. So let's just take a look at the door. Mercedes has gone down the EQ class path. So it looks exactly like what I've seen in the EQE especially. So this sort of design, it's really interesting. This is a Mercedes tradition, by the way, so it's cool how they've maintained it. Strong sign of identity, by the way. And now over here, differences start to emerge. They've gone down a really unique path. This is exactly what I've seen in the S class. So it's really cool, really nice, and very refined. I just love the presentation right here. AMG steering wheel, guys. It's really pleasant. And then you get this nice leather seats.
Alrighty everyone, I'm inside this Mercedes GLC. Now, the interior of this Mercedes GLC, I absolutely love the presentation. It's just like every other Mercedes car, except there's something unique about it. It's like a full-size SUV with the characteristics of an E-Class, or a C-Class for that matter, guys. It is wonderful. Wonderful presentation. It's just really, really good. So you get your practicality solutions here, but everything is just simply laid out, guys. So it seems like Mercedes has started playing it rather simplistic because you don't see many buttons present. Sitting in this GLC, I feel very, very nice. Everything's at my reach. Oh wow, guys, the sunroof, and you get a panoramic roof and a sunroof right here, but the controls right here are so close to me that I don't even need to stretch my arm to reach it. It's just right here. Boink, boink. This is so cool. I've never seen this before. I don't know if it's just me, but everything seems arm reach. So I have my back straight on the seat, good seating position, and I can reach everything. I can even reach the corner of this infotainment system. It's so cool.
About the interior, guys. Infotainment system right here, easy to use, simple, and all the basic buttons are down there. 3 proud air vents right above, strong reference to their AMG models, or should I say their sporty models. Now, digital instrument cluster, that's become a common thing across the premium segments, guys. Now there's something really interesting, and that's something Mercedes started with the S-Class since the 2010s. Mercedes puts the transmission right here, guys. They've abandoned the concept of putting it here. Now it's always right here. But mind you, guys, Mercedes is not the first manufacturer to put the transmission right here. The Americans have been doing it since quite a long time, especially with their pickup trucks. Now, this steering wheel is nice, but I'm under the impression it's a bit too wide, guys, to hold on to. And I've noticed BMW also has the same problem, but it's not a very big deal, guys. Just something I thought I'd point out. 3-spoke steering wheel. Now, cute design right here. It's a double spoke right here. So it's really nice how Mercedes goes on about it. Piano black right here onto the controls. Then you get the window controls, and I just love the amount of details Mercedes invested with the controls right here. It looks very desirable, and it looks like it suits its price. Now, I'm emphasizing on this because some car manufacturers don't even care about the window buttons. I've seen cars worth beyond 100,000 euros, and they have plastic window buttons. They don't look like something interesting. So this is why I'm emphasizing on small points here, guys. And I'm so far very impressed with what Mercedes has done. Let's talk about practicality, guys. So, okay, this is... Okay, I see what's going on here, but is it really necessary to just... Why not stick to something conventional, guys? So 2 cup holders right here, extra storage down there. You get a USB point in there. Oh, the storage is rather deep. Oh, this is really good, but... Okay. There we go. So to close this, we just have to push that thing in there. Okay, now storage space right here, guys. The central console storage is rather nice, so it's adjustable. So you can take this out, or you can leave it in there, like I will do right now. And it's average for its price and segment. Now let's check out the glove box, guys. The exciting part. Wow, I like the material it's lined with, and the glove box is quite average for its price and segment. Now this door bin gets really exciting, guys. It's not very deep. It stops like until here, guys. But over here, I'm sure you can fit a big water bottle because it looks like it has the shape. And then you get two extra buttons right there. The button to open the boot door and the button to open the fuel cap. Exploring the interior of this Mercedes GLC, I also noticed some questionable aspects, guys. It could have been more practical rather than just over stylish. Like, for example, the way they've done this storage area right here just rather complicated things. Like, for example, to open this, it took me 1 minute to realize that I have to do it like this. But at first I was thinking I just have to push this down, or... You see, it was not really clear how to open this, and I don't know why Mercedes engages with this sort of system. Now, the storage space is really deep. It's rather nice. It's promising, but is it really necessary to have such a system like this? Why not just have a shutter or something? But now, when it comes to this area, it feels like Mercedes could have done something more interesting about this area. Like they could have at least added a little storage space right here or something. Something that opens for additional storage. Now, another thing I found a bit questionable is that this presentation is just very good, but you have to be very careful with this because every time I move it, it wobbles a bit, guys. So like, let's say I lean my leg onto it. Yeah, it moves a little bit. So every time I every time I pull the door closed, I have to pull it like this. This is the handle, basically. And so I see this move a tiny bit. So you just have to be careful with this bit of the trim. So whenever you close the door, close it very gently, like this. Or I would actually refrain from holding onto this. I would just pull it like this, okay? Do not close the door pulling this. Close the door pulling this. Like this, okay? And speaking of this area, well, there's nothing that happens here, so that's also a bit questionable. But now over to the rear of the Mercedes GLC. Guys, so good leg room depends on the seating adjustment of the driver's seat and the passenger front seat. Knee room is also dependable on the driver's seat and passenger front seat, but otherwise it's also just as good. I get a lot of headroom, guys, and I'm very impressed with the headrest. The headrest is one of the best I've seen so far in the premium segment, and I'm pointing this out because some premium cars tend to have like really firm headrests. Oh my goodness. This one is good. Well done, Mercedes. And you also get an armrest right here. Ta-da! Nice armrest right here, guys. Really cozy, and you do get a cup holder. Wait, what? Are you kidding me? Guys, you know, I actually thought we were going to get a cup holder at the back, but you know what we get? A pen holder. You get two air vents right here, little storage space down here, and then nothing else, guys, down here. Although you do get backseat pockets, which is nice, although this is lined in plastic. Same for the passenger side seats. Beacon of Hope lighting here, coat hook right here, nice handle right here. Some things I found really questionable about the rear seat is that for its price and for its segment, some things were missing, guys. Like, for example, you get hard plastic right here, and this is literally plastic. It's plastic. Time to check out the boot space of the Mercedes GLC. Alrighty, guys, now the boot space is really exciting. I just love the presentation, guys. I like the material it's lined with. It feels like as if I'm entering a football stadium. I just don't know why, but first thing that comes in my mind is football stadium. Okay, so you get to fold down the rear seats, so let's just do it right now. So there we go. We can fold down the rear seats. And then you get tether points. You get a coat hook right here. Well, shopping hook, I mean. And then you get a net right here for extra storage or something. Mercedes did right here was very smart. They saw that you would pull the seat down eventually, so therefore the seat belt is in this position, guys. Now you can always decide to have the seat belt off it. But yeah, like this. Okay. Although whenever you fold the seat back up, make sure the seat belt is in this position. Okay, now with the seats folded down, you get a flat floor. The storage space in the back is good for its segment. In order to fold the rear seats, you just have to push this red button, I believe. Let's just try this. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh, that's very friendly. Okay, so it seems like they foresaw that this seat will go down, so therefore the driver's seat, or the front passenger for that cause, has to move forward.
So here's my conclusion of the Mercedes GLC, everyone. The Mercedes GLC is one of the best premium SUVs you can find today in the automotive industry. Very promising. Great value for money. Well, I have to say, we'll get down to great value for money soon, guys. Well, value for money, basically. But what I want to talk about is just this is a new generation, and usually when premium manufacturers release new generations, our heart starts to beep because we tend to think that they will mess it up or they will tend to go down a different route, okay? But Mercedes did not mess this up. Mercedes excelled at it. So we can see a blend of themes, EQ, GL, everything, guys, being combined together to something desirable like this. The exterior looks like a GL vehicle, okay? A GL class. So basically the GLE, the GLS, this is the GLC, the youngest of the siblings, but the interior feels just like your favorite E-class, or shall I say the C-class. This is something you'd need if ever you travel in the city quite often. Now, for a price of 89,000 euros, is this Mercedes GLC good value for money or not? You know what, everyone? I have to say this Mercedes GLC is great value for money. I'm not going to say it's the best of the best, but it is great and it's really desirable, very interesting, and Mercedes, most of all, did not mess it up. What Mercedes did with the EQ classes was rather questionable, especially with the EQE. But when it comes to the SUVs, I don't know what it is about Mercedes, but they seem so good at it. With the S-Class, with the GL classes, anything that's a big sedan or anything that's an SUV, Mercedes automatically excels at it. And this GLC is a prominent example. Just take one last look at this side, guys. Look at this. It looks really proud, it looks really desirable, and it just looks like something Mercedes would do. This is what helps Mercedes stand out from the German competitors like Audi and BMW. However, let's not get excited too fast, guys. There were questions, okay? The questions were primarily at the rear. 89,000 euros and the rear seat felt somewhat under-equipped. Now, I don't know. Mercedes was probably being driver-centric about this GLC. The driver should be the one with all the gadgets and the rear seat should just compromise. Well, if you're buying it as a company vehicle, which is likely the case, because here in Belgium, Mercedes, BMW and Audi are very popular as company vehicles. There's a good chance the company will buy a fleet of those, and there's a good chance that the employees of those companies have children or they have a family, and it's likely the family will always be traveling A to B. So who will really use the equipment at the back? Not very many people. My opinion of this Mercedes GLC. Oh, I love it! I'm sorry, I have to do it again. I love it. Oh, I'm sorry, I love it. I love it. Okay, you see, I can go on forever, guys, but what I want to say is that this Mercedes GLC is one of the most desirable premium SUV of today's generations, guys. Something desirable, something really city-friendly, and also something just interesting to look at and with a rich identity. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos that are on the run, guys. And don't forget to check the links in the description for my car reviews, travel videos, and my creativity videos. Now, I'll see you all next time. Bye!